Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. The German federal court ruling on diesel car emissions, which could cost transgressors 8 billion euros in fines a year, is seen as a likely blessing in disguise for Platinum, says Royal Bafokeng Platinum. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer tells us more. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashni.
Now, can you tell us about the court ruling and about the retrofitting that was mentioned?
There's been a lot of toing and froing in the courts over the last few years, and one hates to think that diesel is becoming a pariah, because diesel and platinum have gone hand in hand. As the different and step up in the tightening up of the emission control has taken place, you found that platinum has always played a role, right up to Euro 6, where they now are. And those loadings against this background hopefully will lift. So it could be a blessing in disguise for platinum, because the diesel lobby in Germany is very strong. The Germans have spent a fortune on their diesel engines. They are the best engines in the world. And from the CO2 point of view, there's no doubt that, Euro 6 stops the CO2 emissions. It is the nitrogen oxide, NOx emissions, that have suddenly popped up. And this came up with the Volkswagen scandal in 2015 in America, where they thought they could get their emission standards through the American system, which was very, very tight at that point. I think to protect motor car building in America, they made sure they would really tighten, and they went a bit overboard, and Volkswagen couldn't quite meet these specs on the road, but in the laboratory they could, and this led to that very big upset against diesel. People started turning against diesel because they felt that the diesel engine providers were being dishonest. We now have a German court, the top German court, coming down firmly, on emission control, and fines galore on the way, like 8 billion euros worth if you step out of line. This could just be what platinum needs, what diesel engine builders need, to firm up their mind and say, look, diesel is not bad. It's not as bad as they say. Particularly with the Euro 6, we can make sure that there's no CO2. With a little bit of additional platinum, probably they could make sure that the nitrogen oxide NOx emissions are knocked out. And it could mean that people will regain confidence in that diesel. It's important for platinum that the world regains confidence in diesel. Platinum is used as an auto catalyst in those diesel engines. It's the most effective one. It was where a lot of platinum was going. It was a great market for us until this upset. So hopefully they can turn that around. We see moves on the horizon to firm up the minds of the diesel engine manufacturers and the platinum providers, and hopefully this will be a blessing in disguise for platinum.
Now, independent testing has confirmed the success of retrofitting.
Yeah, so retrofitting is a big possibility here, because you have a lot of vehicles that are on Euro 5 and below. Now, those are probably going to be the big transgressors. Owners of those cars, what do? They've been used to, if they've got a Euro 5 BMW or Mercedes, they're used to trading that up. Now, if it doesn't meet the specifications, how are they going to trade it? Those values will just drop. They won't be able to go to the next level, to Euro 6. It's a big consternation. Gratefully, I think, for South Africa, the World Platinum Investment Corporation has an alliance that's been working on a retrofit, which is very, very effective. It will be done, hopefully, in a very formal way. The independent testers can come along and say, look, you are no longer putting the NOx into the air that you were before. You're no longer putting the CO2 into the air that you were before. We retrofit this to your vehicle, and the value of your vehicle just jumps up again. Hopefully that will happen. One of those retrofitting bits of equipment are platinum intensive, so that will be great for platinum. The other alternative is less platinum intensive or no platinum at all. Now, from the World Platinum Investment Corporation point of view, and this big alliance is going through, they are not concerned about that at this stage. They don't want to make capital out of it. Whichever one the car owners choose, they will be happy with, just to sort out this big ruling compliance, this new ruling. They've got to comply with that. That will mean that the value of these diesel cars remains. That will mean the reputation of diesel remains. That will mean that platinum can still play a big role, particularly with Euro 6 rolling out. And even in China now, they're going to those Euro levels, very high levels. They're cleaning up the air in a big way. So it can be a little hiccup that then becomes something very good for the industry.
Now, RBPlat has pledged to ramp up production at its mechanized stale drift project. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that mechanized stale drift is very interesting. You can see that it's going to operate at a cost 15% below what we used to in the conventional mine that they have in their group. So they are seeing a major positive from this new operation that's coming through. They've also linked it to the Maseve mine, the neighboring Maseve mine, because with the combination of that, and they've acquired Maseve, it assists stale drift. It assists the synergies. The synergies between the two are great, and they're going to, by the end of the year, ramp up to this 150,000 ton throughput a year, and then move to 230,000 ton, with the help of this Maseve acquisition that they've got from Platinum Group Metals of Canada. And the two are working together in this as a joint venture. I think that it's almost an example of a new era now coming through, where people have got this mechanized opportunity with bigger ore bodies. That stale drift one should be an example of how this can benefit the country. We see that their costs at the moment, RBPlat, have been kept lower than one imagined they could. In fact, they cut them to a point. And it is around, closing one operation which was a loss maker. It was creating loss-making platinum ounces, the UG2 shaft there that they closed. Unfortunately, that comes with pain, because you have to reduce your numbers, and they're very conscientious about their relationship with their people. You can see it's a wonderful relationship. We normally see many of the unionists at the presentation of results. When they launched and listed in 2010, there were union representatives all over at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. I've often interfaced with their union leaders there, very firm-minded people who do the best for their members. As we can see in the housing now, they've built an extra 700 houses. They've made sure that they haven't just danced to the mine's tune when it comes to that. They've said, look, this might not be close to the mine, but we want to go where our houses are tradable. We don't want to just sit close to the mine and end up with a ghost town. So when we build a house, we want to be able to sell it. We might leave your employ. We want that to be an asset that we can trade. And the company's gone along with that. So they've gone into quite a nice housing project. And all around you can see good relations between the management and the unions. I find it quite tangible there that relationship is good. They're also, of course, delighted with Gwedi Montash being put into the position of Minister of Mineral Resources, because going back to the Mining Charter 1, they were working closely with him. I think they did a global roadshow with him. So that is Steve Perry, the CEO of Royal Bafokeng Platinum. So he is really cock-a-hoop about things moving forward. Obviously, the platinum price is a problem. You have the palladium price and the rhodium price going up. How long the palladium price will go up for is a moot point, because the price of platinum is so low. Platinum could substitute palladium because it is a better metal. It's just normally substituted the other way around when it gets too expensive. Now at the moment it's getting very reasonable. And this German court ruling, of course, we saw the price fall back, because the initial quick interpretation on this federal court ruling in Germany was that it was going to hit platinum very badly. So we saw that price fall below the $1,000 an ounce. It's still hovering below that. So all these particular emission rulings do have an impact. But speaking in depth to people in platinum, they believe that this firm ruling by the Germans could now be a blessing in disguise for platinum.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on South Africa's mining industry.